Okay, so you know how I talk a lot about the migrating motor complex? If you haven't heard it yet, the migrating motor complex is a sweeping wave that goes through your small intestine every 90 to 120 minutes, pushing not just the food through, but also the SIBO, so it prevents like this relapse thing. So you need to have a good migrating motor complex. But then how do we get a good migrating motor complex? So we get that by spacing our meals. So because once we eat the food, your body needs to digest and absorb the food that you've eaten. So the migrating motor complex stops for 3 hours. So anything with calories will stop the migrating motor complex. So then other ways to help your migrating motor complex is by stimulating something called the vagus nerve, VAGUS, which is also called cranial nerve number 10 or X, cranial nerve X. So it's the longest nerve in the body, and it's big in controlling our parasympathetic nervous system. So our sympathetic nervous system is our fight or our flight, it's our stress response. And then the parasympathetic nervous system is called our rest and digest, also our breathe and feed. So all those things that are non-essential in an emergency situation, that's in your parasympathetic nervous system. So say you're running away from someone that's got a gun at your face. You don't need to think about making babies right then. That can wait until you're out of danger. You don't need to think about digesting that piece of honeydew melon that you ate. That can wait until you're out of danger. So all this stuff is in your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and your digest. So we want to really, really support this one when there's SIBO. So a lot of the time, like our lives are so busy. We're so busy and we go. So we're often running in our sympathetic nervous system. And both will always be working, but one is always dominant. So when your sympathetic nervous system is dominant, your parasympathetic nervous system gets shut down. So this vagus nerve helps to turn back on your parasympathetic nervous system. And then there's a guy called Dr. Karizian. He's big on thyroid stuff, and he talks about stimulating our vagus nerve through gargling with water. Remember as a kid, like you used to gargle with the water? Oh, that's really good for your vagus nerve. Anything that causes a vibration in your throat is good for your vagus nerve. So gargling, and try and getting to the point where you get tears in your eyes. It's really hard, but give it a go. And that's really good for the vagus nerve. So you could do that morning and night. So when you brush your teeth, just oh. You can also use your toothbrush and make yourself gag. That stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps with your migrating motor complex. Singing, humming, the ums. I don't know if you know this, I used to be a yoga teacher. So when I learned about this, then I'd always start my classes with an and I'd always end my classes with an It got less awkward the less awkward I got. That vibration in your throat, amazing. We can also stimulate or activate this vagus nerve and parasympathetic nervous system by deep abdominal breaths. I talk to all my clients about this, my private clients, my group coaching clients, and every single one that does it feels the benefit of it. It's so freaking simple. It's breath. It's your breath. You can breathe anytime, anywhere, any place. You don't need to buy a supplement. You don't need to be in the right country. You can just sit down before your meals and do some deep abdominal breathing, and it can help to release bloating and help you digest your meals better. I find the easiest way to kind of incorporate that is to start morning and night. So 10 deep breaths, morning and night. And set yourself a goal of 10 days. That's achievable, and see how you feel before and after those 10 days. Because when you experience it for yourself, it's like, oh, Kirsten's not just blowing water at my home. It's so good. It's so good. And then you get this muscle memory that your body will start to remember how to do it by itself. The more that you actively do it, the body will naturally start to do it. So breathing deep, deep, deep down into your belly, and that will turn on your parasympathetic nervous system, which turns on your rest and your digest, and your migrating motor complex will work better. There's even been studies where people that have done this over time, repetitive, that if they start to get bloated after a meal, they can do their deep breathing and it can calm it down mid-bloat. Just your breath. They're so good, so good. It's amazing. Give it a go and let me know how you go. It's amazing.